Selamat pagi. Good morning from Shenzhen. My name is Eleanor. I'm working for the international admissions at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen in the past 3 years almost. Together with me, we'll be joining with Victor Kant, and he is a year three student. He's coming from Harmonia College and majoring in accounting and from the School of Management and Economics. Later on, he will share some of his experience while he studied at our university. So today's topics will be included like introduction of the Chinese University of Hong Kong students, admissions process, and most importantly, I think is scholarships. Scholarships means a lot to the students, and also Malaysian student Victor Tom's sharing. So before I introduce in our universities, I would like to share a little bit of where our university locates. So our university locates in one of the great Bay Areas in the world, which is the GHM Bay Areas. So what's GHM stands for? It stands for the Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau Bay Areas. We can see like among folds of greater Bay Areas, we are one of them, and it is kind of emerging it become more and more important in the world. And also, there's a lot of higher institutions in different areas. Just name a little bit from each areas. I would like to focus more on GHM areas, which is like our government is trying to build it as the international technology innovations areas. We have the Hong Kong U, University, CUHK, and China South China University of Technology, heading in these areas. And at the same time, Shenzhen government is also trying to build more and more higher institutions, and CUHK-Shenzhen is one of it. So I'll just keep going about like what China looks like. I just give a very short introduction of what Shenzhen and which like we have a lot of high tech headquarters located in Shenzhen. For example, like Huawei, Tencent, and like a lot of other high technology companies. All right. So I would like to just keep going and introducing the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen. So we are a very young university as well. We opened in 2014. We are more than 6 years old, and our university offers 4 years degree, undergraduate degree for all the students, local students, and international students. And all the programs will be taught in English. So when students are asking about like how can I apply to your university because you are the Chinese university and I don't know anything about Chinese, so you don't have to worry too much of that because the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen, the Chinese here means the Chinese culture. We would like the students to experience the Chinese culture. Of course, language is very important. That's why we offer the Chinese courses for all the international students. So here, I assume you can see this map. So this is the map of our university. It will be divided into like the upper campus, middle campus, and lower campus. You cannot see it very clearly. Later on, I have a lot of pictures to show you where is the lower campus and upper campus looks like. So the lower campus is where the teaching buildings. We have the one of college located on the lower campus, and most of the administrative buildings are also located on the lower campus. So middle campus now is the huge. There is a lot of rooms on the middle campus. Later on, we do have the plan to develop this middle campus into different colleges and the teaching buildings. So upper campus, for now, upper campus, we only have the resident buildings over there. We have the three colleges located on the upper campus, and we have the faculties and the staff residents also located on the upper campus. So between the upper campus and lower campus, we have the shuttle bus commute. It's around like every 5 minutes, you will get your shuttle bus to going back to the upper campus or from the upper campus to the lower campus. You can also see that we have the music school and the medicine school under development. This will be the location where these two schools stands. So between them, we do have a lake. It is a really beautiful lake, and a lot of students and teachers will just jogging around the lake after work. So here I'm going to show you more pictures of the lower campus. This is the admin building at the lower campus. Here is the teaching buildings. We have the teaching buildings A, B, C, D, and which is belongs to different schools. And we also have the squares. So this is square is the main square of our university. This year, because of the pandemic, we hold our opening ceremonies and our graduation ceremonies and different kind of events on this main square. And here is one of the kind of the new buildings in our campus is the lab buildings. So the School of the Data Science and the School of Life and Health Sciences, they do have a lot of labs in this building. All right. So once your education done, I have so many different reasons for you and to like kind of attracting you to come to study in our university. So here I just want to name a little few. So we are like global recruited. All the faculties have the international backgrounds because like, all the courses need to be taught in English, and we want to be have the highest educational quality for our students. So our faculties are either educated overseas or they have the teaching experience in the overseas countries. Yes, everything is delivered in English, and we want to combine the East and West. That's why we have the general education. So in general education is mostly for the students in year one. So we call it kind of the foundation course. You can learn the dialogue with the nature, with the societies. It is trying to expand your different visions and to enrich your knowledge other than your major. And we are a pretty international community as well. And here, even though our international student bodies is like around 5% among all the undergraduate students, but you will get the chances to learn from each other, and you will be networking and building your relationship with the local Chinese students if you are willing to continue your career after your graduation. And we also following the college assistance, which is also helping the student to develop their whole person education. And also we have the FAMCINATE research facilities, and all the courses are cutting-edge courses offered from our university. Even though we are called the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen, we are a comprehensive university. We offer a lot of programs related to the management, business, sciences, and engineering. And we are following and under supervision of CUHK. All the students after 4 years undergraduate studies in our campus, you will receive a CUHK degree. So here I would like to introduce a little bit more about our faculties. So all the faculties are recruited like globally, and we have like more than 360 faculties. And I heard that from next year it will be reaching to 400. And we also have four Nobel laureates and two Turing Prize winners as our professor. They are not just like entitled with professor in our university. They actually come into our campus and give lectures, and they also have their lab located in our university. Undergraduate students will also have the opportunities to talk to them face to face, and also will be joining their lab if you are like excellent academic. So here we have like 5 schools so far. You can see from this slide as well. From 2014, our university is established. We have our first school, the School of Management and Economics. And after that, we are building one school each year. In 2015, we had the School of Science and Engineering and the Humanity and Social Science School. Later on last year, we have the School of Life and Health Sciences. And this year, very important, we have the SDS, which is the School of Data Science. Nowadays with the society developing, we are using more and more of our smartphones. We're using a lot of our online shoppings and different apps. So data is becoming more crucial regarding to the studies and academics. That's why we have this School of Data Science. And also we have the upcoming schools building on the School of Medicine and the School of Music. Actually, the School of Medicine and School of Music will start recruiting the students from 2021. However, we are not quite sure if this program will be open to the international student yet. So stay tuned and just keep in our official websites, or you can always talk to the university representative asking more information. So far, we have like 17 undergraduate programs. For postgraduate programs, we have 33. And the student body is like, so amounts with the undergraduates and postgraduates, we have more than 7,000 students study on our campus. This is really very impressive considering we are only like 6 years old. So it is quite an achievement. Here, I also like kind of showing you what the 17 programs looks like. Here, I would like to mention about the financial engineering. So financial engineering is the joint program offered with SME, SSE, and SDS. So it will be enrolled to the School of Management and Economics. So here you can also see that we do offer a variety of different undergraduate programs to the international students. And please keep in mind that in our university, Chinese students and international students are mixed together. We are not like divided into a international school. Everyone is mixed to study and living together. So here, like I would say from each school's science, computer science and engineering is very popular programs, but also like the schools of management and economics, their global business and their finance is also becoming more and more popular among different kind of the undergraduate programs. And here, like everything will be delivered in English, so you don't have to worry about my HSK is not reaching 5. Can I understand the class? No, totally you don't have to worry about that. Among all the programs, just the translations will have a higher requirement of your Mandarin proficiency because this translation will be translated between English and Chinese.
I'm so sorry, Miss Eleanor. Once
Yes.
again, could I get you to come closer to this laptop so that we can hear you a lot more
Okay.
clearer as well? Will that be good?
All right. Okay, sure. I will
Thank
be
you
also
so much.
louder.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
My apologize that my microphone it seems it's not that loud enough, so I would just start it shouting. Okay, so like one of the things that our university would like to strengthen is that the academic links office is also one of the office that is very important for us because from 2014 we are building more and more international partnerships with the other universities in the world. You can see from this chart we started from only 5 international partner universities to now we have 183. We're offering more than 180 programs to all these students on our campus. And like almost 2/3 of the students' population has international study experience during their 4 years study in our university. And here I also would like to talk about these programs. We included the summer visiting programs, the summer programs, and the exchange programs. Actually, the University of Malaysia is one of the partner university of our university. And like for example, you can study with your exchange programs a year two. If you successfully enroll with these exchange programs, you can go to University of Malaysia to exchange 1 semester. And this map is just briefly showing you what kind of the universities we are partnership with. You can also aware that most of the universities are top universities in the world. That's because for the exchange programs, we are need exchange credits to our university, and that's why we always seeking the same standards universities to us. The students can start it to plan in their academic exchange path, starting from year one. year one, you can start to taste like what a summer program looks like. Do I want to study in that country in order for my master degrees? You can totally start it your summer programs. And from year two to year three, you can get started with your exchange programs. And also at the last year, which is your senior year, you can considering if I would like to study the combined programs, for example, the 3+1 or 3+1 to 2. These programs will allow you to receive a bachelor degree from our university and also the master degree with the partnership with us. So it is very important for a lot of the students when they are choosing a university to study because it will also relate it to their academic path as well as the career path. And I mentioned about the career path. In our university, we do have the University Career Planning and Development Center, as well as for each schools, they also have their own career development center. So these two departments are working together to offer in the students universities sides placement opportunities, but also your major related placement opportunities. So the career path, the center will offer you the mentorship, and they also arrange the company visits and also the mock interviews to help you more prepare with your job interviews. And also they will help you to guidance your resume writing as well as the career assessment. So for the further studies part, as like I mentioned in the last slide, more than 60% of the students, they would choose to continue their further studies after graduation. So like in order to apply for your master degree, we are also offering one-to-one counseling about your academic path. And also you will have your academic advisors to help you and guide you to find out what fits you the most. So here it is what the careers and further education services we are offering from our universities. And here it is like just a more data specific ideas of what our overall employment rates looks like. You can see that in 2020 we have a question mark because the data won't be finalized until the end of this month. We can see that like the average annual salaries from 2018 to 2019 is kind of increasing. Personally, it's also very curious about what 2020 will look like. Because you know, of the pandemic, it becomes very challenging for all the students to find a job and even consider study abroad for their further education. So this year is kind of very struggling years and we would like to see what the data looks like. And regarding the locations, like around 90% of graduates will work in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen. It is like kind of the main areas. And among them, 60% stay in Shenzhen. I will have to say Shenzhen do have a lot of opportunities for the students to stay and looking for a job, especially for Malaysian students. As far as I know, most of the Malaysian students understand Chinese, and this is really something beneficial for you to find a job. So here is the location where their further studies and their employment. We can see that our employment, including the Huawei, Jingdong's Bank, Baidu, Alibaba, all of their high-tech companies. In the further studies, you can also see that our students are going to the top 50 universities in the world. And here comes the collegiate system. I mentioned briefly just now, like we are following the collegiate system. What is the collegiate system? In the collegiate systems, like all the students from different schools, they are randomly assigned to different college. For example, the school with the management background, they might share in the room with the students from the humanities backgrounds major from the science or engineering, everything is by random assigned into the dormitories and living together. And like in the college, the wardens and tutors could be your professor or your lecturers, or the tutors will be the postgraduate students, or they might be the admin staff in our universities. So you can see that in the college, it's quite a mix of different background students. It is helping you to learn to adapt to a new environment with the mixed cultures and mixed backgrounds. So here is upper campus. No, Shaw College is my apologies. The Shaw College locates on the lower campus. It is one of the college. And here is the Diligencia College located on the upper campus. And this one is the Muse College. And the last one is the Harmonia College, is also where the Victor's College. So every year, each college will organize different kind of events and parties for the students. I believe that Victor will give you more introductions when it comes to his term. Here is the facilities inside the college. On each college, for each tower, you will have a laundry room. Students can take their laundries and to do it if you don't want the hand wash. And on each floor, we also have the kitchen. It is an open kitchen. If you don't like or you don't enjoy the cuisines offered from our canteen, you can just cook by your own. And I think by cooking by yourself is kind of like more save the money as well. It will also related to like how much living expense I should take when I study in Shenzhen. For our university, we only have one type of the dormitory, which is the 4 students. We will sharing one dormitory room, which means that you might have at least 2 Chinese students sharing the same room with you, and yourself and another international student. So here is the more pictures of the college. Like each college, they have their own styles. It's not necessarily it's all the college have the music studios or calligraphy room. Different college adopt to different kind of like personalities, I would say. And for now, it is the Christmas time, and you can see like each college have their own Christmas decorations. It's kind of like competition in the colleges, but the students do enjoy the activities organized by the college. And also, for example, for the mid-autumn holidays and some of the traditional Chinese holidays, college will also offer different kind of parties and events for students. Okay, enough introduction of like what CUHK-Shenzhen looks like. And now I'm going to talk about like who can apply and how to apply. So for foreign passport holders from the country or region other than mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan can apply as international students. But other than that, as long as you are Chinese passport holders, you will have to apply through Gaokao, which is the Chinese national examinations. So you have to go through that path. For our international students online application, it is very easy and straightforward. The package you have to prepare is the passport copies, high school transcripts. It need to be like 3 years high school transcripts, a national or international examination results. If you are not having your international examination result yet, it's not worried too much, I think. You can get the predicted score and submit to the international admissions first. And of course, the English test scores and 2 references letter from the academic advisor. You might aware that this package is not including the personal statement. So for this year, CUHK-Shenzhen for international admissions, we are not requiring for personal statements. But instead of personal statements, we are requiring you to fill out the online essay. It could be more challenged, but it can be easier for us to see what your essay writing standard looks like. So after you finish your online applications, the step 2 is the online math test. We will organize an online math test. Will be conducted through Zoom and combining with the Blackboard, which is the system that we use in our university. And after the online math test, we will send you an invitation for the Zoom interview. The Zoom interview might be 30 minutes long, conducted by 1 to 2 professors from the majors that you intended to take. And the applicants are automatically considered for the entry scholarship. You don't have to submit extra documents for the entry scholarship. It is automatically considered. Please aware that our application deadlines will be on May next year. And what minimum qualifications are required? I understand like international students taking various different kind of the curriculums. So we do accept A levels or IB diplomas. You can also submit SAT or ACT. But here, do remember that if you are taking SAT, you need to also take 2 SAT subject tests. And if you are submitting ACT, you need to take extra 2 AP tests. For the Malaysian students, I assume there's assuming that majority of you might take SPPN or UEC. We are also accepting this standard as well. So here it is the minimum qualification. Please aware that our enrollment will also consider your online math test and your online interview performance. Meeting the minimum requirement is not insurance of your enrollment. You can also scan the QR code here on my left side. You can get more country-specific entry qualifications. If you want to understand more, you can also arrange one-to-one consultations with us later on this afternoon or next week. So how to get an entry scholarship? I would recommend that you need to have a very good performance during the online interview. And for different majors, the requirements may be slightly different. For the science and engineering majors, they are more emphasized on your academic performance, especially mathematics. But for the business or management, they will see more about your personalities and your experience related to the marketing or business economics. So those are very essential. So again, the process for online application is very simple and straightforward. Online applications, math tests, our second round evaluations, and the interview. After all of this, we will submit a package to our International Undergraduate Students Committee for the final approval. The scholarships also covers different areas. For example, for the freshmen, all of you, when you apply, it is automatically considered you apply in the entry scholarships. This scholarship is for 4 years. It is to 100% of the tuition and also including the accommodations. If you are maintaining your GPA during your 4 years studies in our university, then this entry scholarship is for 4 years. However, if your GPA is dropping 3.0 out of 4, our university will reconsider to offering this entry scholarship to you or not. So I will encourage you to just study hard in order to maintain your entry scholarship. Besides that, we also have the academic performance scholarships, which is up to 80,000 RMB. And this one will be evaluate your year one GPA. And also our government also offer international scholarships for the international students. For example, the Guangdong government scholarships and the Shenzhen University international scholarships. These are only for the international students. They are open for applications after October, and it is only for the registered students in our universities. And each college, they will also offer college scholarships for the students. The amount of the money is not that much, but it is kind of achievement for students. They also include the best service and excellent roommates, something like that for the college scholarships. And we also have the work and study programs on campus. For example, in my office, the International Scholars and Student Services Office, we have like 10 student assistants. They are working with these work and study programs. They will come to our office to work based on their study schedules. So this one, it is up to 1,000 RMB per month. And the tuitions and the other fees that will be included when you study in our universities. So this tuition is for international students and for local students. It is the same. It is around like $14,000 per academic year. But for the books, it depends. Some of the courses requiring you to buy the book, but most of the courses will only send you the e-copies and they will upload it to the Blackboard for you to download free. And the accommodations is around 180 US dollars per year. And most of the students who hold in the entry scholarship, the accommodation is for free. And I also want to let you know that when you are applying to our university, the online application fee is free. And also, most of the students will get their accommodations for free. So monthly expenses, this one is kind of tricky one because it really depends. If you are going to party every weekend, you are going to the restaurants outside of the campus to enjoy your dinners, I guess that will be for sure exceeds 2,000 RMB. However, if you go to the cafeterias or you just want to cook by yourself, I am sure that the average may be under 2,000 RMB per month. So this one is really depends, but this number is based on my research among all the international students. 2,000 RMB could be sufficient. Okay, so like here, some of the important dates I would like you to pay attention to because it is related to your scholarship. The first round, I would say the early bird application is already closed. However, the second round application already started, and I will encourage you to apply as soon as possible. The deadline will be 28th February 2021. The earlier you apply, the more possibilities you can receive the scholarship. Because every year the entry scholarship quota is limited. So that's why I encourage the students to apply as soon as you are ready. The last application will be like 15 May 2021. We will be closing our online application system, and the math test and online interview will be conducted later on. So here, I will just stop talking. Victor, are you there? I think Victor, you started sharing some of his sharings of our university.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Eleanor. I'm Victor. I'm the year 3 student from SME and majoring accounting from Harmonia College. And for my sharing, I would like to share two part. First is some of my on-site campus life and my this year online study life experience. So for first part, I think for as a Malaysian international students, we have an advantage of we can speak both English and also Chinese. So and we also label as the international students when we stay in the CUHK-Shenzhen. So if so like for myself, I'm not that good at I cannot speak fluent English in I cannot speak fluent English before because I'm like the Chinese independent high school students. So I have no chance to speak English with my friends before. So after I come to CUHK-Shenzhen, during the first month, I think it's like a month for the freshmen, the international students will stay together for the whole month. And during the month, I'm forced to speak English. I have no chance. So I think for that month is the phrase my English can improve the fastest during my life. Even it's better than I study in my high school. So if you are weak in English, I believe for the first month you can improve your English very fast. And if you are not that good in your Chinese, uh, you can improve in the next 3 years because this is one of the point I like the school is the dormitory system or the collegiate system. The school will try to distribute like for each room, for each of the dorm, they will have like two international students and two local students, or three local students, one international students. So if you are not good at Chinese, you must have chance to improve during this 3 year. So I think for either reason you can choose this school if you are even you are not that perfect in your language, you have chance to improve during this 4 year. So this is the first point. And I think the second point I like is the design of the course. Like during the first year, I don't need to decide my major because I think most of the school I applied before, they asked me to decide my major first before I enter the school or before I submit my admission. So, but in CUHK-Shenzhen, I can explore my interest first. So for myself as an example, I'm not decide to choose accounting at first. I want to study in economic before I come to this school. But after in the first year in the study, I considering my my ability, my interest, and I finally decide to change my major from economic to accounting. So this is, I think, is also one of the advantage for students. We don't need to decide our major before we enter the school. We can explore more for our interest and evaluate our ability before doing the decision. So this is some simple like my experience about the school. And yeah, in the PPT, in the slides, like there are some events is mostly is non-academic events I have take part in the school. Like for the top left is one of the most important ceremony. I think it's for every college. It's called a high table dinner. For every students, we need to wear our formal suit, and also like the girls will do the makeup for us or something else to show their best position in during the days. And yeah, I think this dinner is totally free. I think most of the event in our school is free. We no need to pay for any expenses for most of the activities or the events, or even the concert, the talk, the seminar is totally free. And I think the photo of the top right is one of the events I joined during the first one I go to CUHK-Shenzhen. It's organized by our school. It's like a trip to go around the Shenzhen to let us to go to some famous place around the Shenzhen. And I think the bottom right photo is about the one of the event. I think it's the tennis competition. It's one of the tennis competition I watched in the Shenzhen. I think it's in 2018, and the ticket is also provided by the school, and again, is free. And our school also invites some of the celebrities from different field to our school almost every year. I think, like from the basketball celebrities, the table tennis celebrities from different field. We have chance to go interact with them. And this part is about I think it's some of the clubs in our school. So for myself, I take part in the table tennis club and also the accounting club. I think that one is more academic. It's not showing here. So I think this opportunity is fairly open to either international students or local students because our school is trying to treat the international students and local students fairly for in either the academic part or other part. I think this all about my sharing about the on-site campus life, and I want to talk about some of my online learning experience. So before the starting of this semester, I'm kind of worried about as I think most of the Chinese schools, the university allows students to go back to the campus and take the on-site course, and the international students is not able to go back to campus, and we are forced to take online course. So this is one of my worries at first, and but I think this worry is not that serious after the semester start. Like for myself as an example, like some of the course I took in this semester, I totally take 4 courses in this semester, and 3 of them, I am the only international students in the class. But the professor is still like stick up a camera and synchronize the course for me to catch up the course. So I can fully follow up the course for every course I take in this semester. I think this is one I most appreciate for during this period, and the school is also doing quite well in organize the online course efficiency and effectively. Yeah, that's all about my sharing. And if you want to know more about the academic part, you may contact Eleanor. But if you want to know more about the non-academic part or some the campus life, you can contact me with my the email or other like WhatsApp or other else. Okay, so that's all my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. I just want to add a little bit more about Victor's sharing. So for the international students, before the pandemic, the year we usually study our courses from September. However, for the international students, we are requiring them to arriving in China in August, because in August we organize mathematics preparation courses for all the international students, which is called the MPC. So MPC is helping the students to more being able to adapt to the mathematics courses in our university. Because for international students, they all come from different backgrounds. Their ways of studying the maths is like very different. So MPC is helping the students to prepare for that. And at the same time, during the MPC, we will organize different kind of the cultural experience to the international students. And that's why at this stage, the international students felt like more strongly bonded together. But after the pandemic, for example, this year, we don't have like any new international student physically come to our campus except one Korean student. We organize the online MPC for all the students, and we also arrange a lot of different kind of online activities. For example, the online trivia night, something like that. It's the same for the Chinese students. All the Chinese students in August, we will have like the English preparation courses for all the Chinese students, because their English might be not sufficient enough for them to understand and writing everything in English. So this is also one of the things that I would like to add. And I didn't add any slides about how our university cope with COVID and how we are operating under this pandemic. I would just like briefly update it with everyone who is listening here that in the earlier March, our university is kind of by lockdown. Everyone is work from home. But since April, all the staff returned to campus. We started to work on the office. And in August, all the Chinese local students coming back to the campus and prepare for the new term to start. And we currently only have like 13 to 14 international students physically on campus. They never leave China before, and that's why they can be able to have the face-to-face studies. Besides that, the majority of our international students still stuck outside and in their own countries and having the online courses. For the online courses, we have like either the professors will recording the video and upload to the platform, which is our online and learning system, or they will like just like what Victor said, set up a camera and just streaming the class, have a more interactions with the international students. But we are trying our promise the quality of the education for all the international students. At the same time, we are also trying to work actively with the government, trying to see when the visa policy will be open to the students. Okay, so on this slide, that we have Victor's information and my information. If you feel free to ask more questions, you can just email us. All right. I guess it's time to Q&A.
Yes, that's right. We only have about 5 minutes left for the Q&A session. So let's get to them first and foremost. Thank you very much, Miss Eleanor and Victor, for your sharing session. So let's get right into it, to the Q&A session. We have Colin Chu. So Colin Chu has asked, may I know what engineering courses are available and are they recognized by the Malaysian Board of Engineers?
Engineers. For the engineering, can I just like get my slides back to the courses and programs? For engineering part, we do have the School of Science and Engineering. For sure, they are offering the EIE, like Electronic Information Engineering, and also like I would like to just exit EIE programs. like what Victor mentioned briefly, is that like in year one, it's a general education. Even though during your online application you choose a intensive major, but you are not necessarily to choose your major decided yet, because you will only be decided after 1 year's study. So for your question, I will recommend that you can try to explore what you're truly interested in at year one, and then you can choose the engineering courses that you wish to study. Because like there are so many different kind of, finally got this slide. There's different kind of engineering programs offered from us. I'm not quite sure what exactly you are about. I can also arrange a meeting with you and with our engineering professors if you would like to explore more.
I
Write
think
me
that
emails.
Sure. I think, Colin, it would be great if you could actually head on to the virtual booth. That's where you can also ask for the questions in
Yeah.
terms of the engineering courses as well.
Yes, please.
So please do head on over there and be sure to check out. You can schedule one-on-one appointments as well.
Sure.
So, okay, is it okay we go on to the next question? Okay, great. So for the second question is from Gabriel Woon. He's asking if he would need to pay for accommodation and when is the deadline to actually register?
The register, what do you mean? Like after she got the offer from our university?
I think it's for to put in the application to actually apply to the university and also whether or not there is a need to pay for accommodation.
No, you don't have to. You just need to pay after you get the offer and decided to come.
Okay, great. Moving on, just give me a moment to get to some of the questions. So we do have quite a number of questions here. Is it a requirement to actually be able to speak Mandarin?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
it's very straightforward. No.
Okay, great. And also one more question from Jessica Randy. Do you offer part-time or long-distance learning programs?
I don't think so. Our learning programs only offer to the registered student.
I see. Okay, great. And another question from Gabriel Woon again. How are the classes conducted?
For now, local students, everyone is back to campus, so it's to face-to-face teaching. For international students, so far we are still having the online learning, which is either you are like streaming the class or you watching the videos.
Okay, great. Aside from that, I also have a question from Kang Lee. Are all the courses taught in English only, or is it bilingual as well?
All the courses are in English except Chinese classes.
Okay, great. I think so far that that's all the time that we have for the questions. For those of you, if we didn't get to your question, we are so sorry, but do feel free to head on over to their virtual booth. That's where you can actually find out a lot more. And I'd like to thank Miss Eleanor as well as Victor for taking the time to be here with us and to share with us how they can go about with their admissions as well. So thank you very much, Miss Eleanor and Victor. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Julian.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Enrol, we'd like to thank Ms. Eleanor from the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen, as well as Victor, who shared with us information on undergraduate admissions. Thank you very much, Ms. Eleanor. And thank you everyone.